this is Katie, and this is Classically Black Podcast,
where we talk all things classical music and being black in the profession.
With trap beats playing in the background. Hey, y'all.
Oh, my gosh. You know how glad I am to be doing this episode?
Why? I mean, like, you should be glad every week, but, like...
Because last week's episode took a lot out of me. And not only was I annoyed while we were recording it, I was annoyed because I had to edit it, so I had to listen to it again. And then I've just been annoyed that that's the last thing that we put out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I'm just annoyed that anyone who's like, let's hear their latest episode, like, that's what they hear.
I mean,
because it just left such a bad taste in my
mouth. And you know what's crazy? Remember, I texted you, whatever morning that was, and the author.
Oh, that reminds me real quick. I read somewhere from someone who I think may know that author, and I think that they identify their pronouns are they them, which we didn't know until after the episode was released. Oh shoot. Yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there. If that's true, I don't know, like it was hearsay, but if that's true, like we weren't intentionally misgendering them.
I wouldn't girl, I wouldn't even dare, like I had no idea. And also,
yeah, me neither.
Well, they liked the episode, and I was like, "Ooh, I hope they listen." I was like, "Buckle." I mean, I don't think anything's gonna happen because honestly, like I told you, like if I don't know, like a lot of people responded to it. Like if you Google the article that they wrote, like people have responded to it.
I mean, we got the Angus if you want beef. So
listen, I mean, let's talk about it and yo uninformed opinions. But yeah, here we are. That wasn't right, but now we have something. I think we were about to come and drag someone else this week, and I was like, let's do something a little bit more lighthearted. Let's table
for our sakes as well.
Yeah, because sometimes it's like, I mean, we want to make sure that y'all doing good too, because sometimes, I mean, the state of affairs, you know. Also, remember the episode we really were finna do this week or whatever last week?
No, I do not. You know,
remember we were going to Copeland the 4th of July, and
oh goodness,
I feel like we could wait. We could wait, but I hope y'all enjoyed Malia Obama's birthday.
Right, and your time and a half.
Yeah, right. And whoever needs to hear this, Ariel is not a real character. She's literally a fairy tale. So if you have any,
I can't believe people are mad. I mean, actually, I can.
I can believe it.
Very much believe.
I can very much believe it. If any one of your little friends is mad about it, Ariel, she ain't playing like. She's not playing Mulan, sis. Like, it's gonna be okay.
You know I'm on Twitter, so the trolls are out, and they in the comments talking about Ariel is based on a Danish folktale, and it's just not realistic. First of all, they were like, it's a folklore from the day. I'm like, keyword for folklore. It's not real. And second of all, if you was worried about it being real, there's a talking crab in the very movie. Being realistic is not a priority, like in The Little Mermaid. where an obese octopus woman steals her voice so that she could go up and have a boyfriend. That like what?
Okay, the more we talk about it, it's just like
we just lay it out how it is in plain old English. Like, and you'll realize
we like facts over here. You know, we like them. Okay, so
I would even go so far as to say we love them.
Oh, I love facts. It's like
I adore them.
I just feel like
are we gonna do this?
No, because you see every time I say I feel like, you know, I'm about to go, you know, I'm about to get somewhere where people gonna be grabbing the collars of their shirts and getting sweaty, so I'm just gonna move along. Okay, so as promised, I'm actually like, are we really finna do this? Because people leaning in like this about to be a 10-minute tangent. Right. And we just started. As promised, after, oh, you know what? Going off of this, because like as promised, Delaney finna do the intermission because somebody was in their feelings last week. However, I would like to say to all of y'all who haven't seen,
gosh.
how have you not seen Mr. Holland's Opus?
In this movie?
No, it's not just me. First of all, Joseph Kanye's commented and was like, yeah.
But that's different because he said he saw it in the theater. That's very, very different.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is because it was a new movie at the time.
But it's
maybe
still
if it was
classic.
but it's an old movie. When did it come out?
95, between 94 and 96.
I wasn't even alive.
Like, I just feel like I just hurt y'all. Like, I feel like as a classical music community, we got to do better. However,
I had no idea that movie even existed.
Anyway, I was actually like surprised. I went to work the next day and I asked one of the guys that like runs the camp. I was like, have you seen Mr. Holland's Opus? I'm talking about like University of Miami, about to go to NEC, like top of the line sax player, right? He's like, I'm sorry, who's Opus? Freaking Jasmine was like, who's Mr. Holland and why he writing the Opus? I was like, y'all are just
see.
I was just I can't. Anyway,
see,
nah, okay,
nah.
So here we go. Here go the news. Oh, whatever.
News anchor.
Oh, whatever. Here I go, y'all. Be nice.
Now you gonna have people emailing us requesting that you do the whole show every week.
That's not how it's gonna go at all. Bear with me, y'all. Y'all not doing. I don't hear about nothing, so this is what I scrounged together in the middle of the summer. Okay, so I read that Bennett College, which is an HBCU in North Carolina, just lost its accreditation. From the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission, because its financial report was looking bleak. I'm like, same sis.
All right.
But yeah, like they revoked its accreditation. They're trying to fight it in court, because when you lose your accreditation from a school, it affects your government funding as well. So it's like, if they're not getting no funds from the government, who can afford to pay to go? You know what I'm saying? And also, like, you want to make sure you're going to an accredited school, so that's going to affect like enrollment and stuff like that. So it's like, if they for real lose their accreditation, like they lost it already, but they're trying to fight it. But if it stays lost, like it stays revoked or whatever, like they're going to face being closed. And although it doesn't seem like it's connected to classical music, we have to remember that a lot of HBCUs offer a degree in music. So Bennett College is not excluded from this. They offer, it's an all-girls school for people who don't know. So like, it's only like at the bachelor's level for the most part. So it's only a bachelor's in music. But remember that people are accessing classical music like at these points. Like, we look at Richard, who went to Howard. Like, he accessed classical music through Howard. Mm-hmm. Now he's at Eastman. So it's like, just because NEC ain't loses accreditation, Eastman ain't losing its accreditation, doesn't mean like this doesn't matter to classical music. Because it's like, sometimes people go to their neighbor school. Like, I remember like I like to watch Southern marching bands, like HBCU marching bands, because they're just like really fascinating to me. I have my favorite bands, favorite dance lines, stuff like that. And I was in the comments of Southern's marching band, and they're like, well, there's a whole bunch of white people and a whole bunch of Asian people in the marching band. I'm like, yeah, girl, like some people just go to the school that's down the street. Like some people just like, oh, I live in Baton Rouge, I'm finna go to Southern University. Like, that's the thing. Like, there are girls who play instruments that just go to Bennett College because that's like their town's closest college or whatever. So like, now we're losing yet another access point. And this is something that's not foreign to HBCUs. There's been like a lot of HBCUs that haven't made it, and this continues to be a problem. I mean, they appointed Suzanne Walsh as president. I feel bad for the other president because they were like, hey girl, we're losing money, so we're gonna find somebody who can procure money. I don't so yeah, they appointed her. She's gonna be effective as president August 1st, and she's like known to champion innovative ideas to like raise money and stuff like that. I'm gonna link, if you're interested in this, they were able to raise like $10 million like back in like February something, because they were like, girl, we're not losing this school, you know what I'm saying? So if you're interested, I'm gonna link where you can donate to Bennett College to help them keep going, help them keep raising money for this cause, because we don't want to lose access points to classical music. That's just like not what we want. Like, we want to keep getting people of color into the field.
That's what some of us want.
Well, right. You know what? This is actually in line with the article from last week, because I mean, HBCUs are pointless. HBCUs are pointless, and so is Black people in classical music. So that takes care of both. So that's good. But
nothing. I should not have said anything. But I just didn't want to miss the opportunity.
I mean, I don't blame you. So yeah, I'll link that. This is of course not sponsored, but I just think that we have to look out for these institutions that we once could only go to. So yeah, take a look at that. Let's see. Okay, so a lot of buzz has been going around about the Netflix series When They See Us.
Oh my gosh.
Child.
My heart just like,
I carried that. Like, the thing with me is like, I'm emotional. Like, I'm emotional and dramatic. Like, people know that. However, like, I'm not like a crier. So when I watched it, I didn't cry. But the problem was, like, I carry things with me. Like, I'm the type of person that, like, I'll carry it on my heart. Like, I'll feel heavy. Like, I carried it for weeks after I watched it. Like, I couldn't shake it.
Just when you said that, I just,
yeah,
my heart just like.
And
I'm definitely a crier though, especially when it comes to stuff like that.
Girl,
I was crying. I was tearing up about 10 seconds into the preview of that, just because my brain just starts going everywhere and I just start thinking about it. But like, I was crying immediately when watching it. Just when I saw them, like, their faces, I was just like, these are babies.
And also, shout out to, I forgot his name. His name's escaping me, but the actor that played
Corey
Wise.
Jerome.
Oh my God. Like, he played the hell out of that character. Like, not a character, but you know what I mean? Like, it was like, and even like watching interviews with like the real Corey Wise, it's like, he did an amazing job. But I can't even, like, I want to follow them, but I just don't. It's very traumatic for me. So, like, not right now. But the opera 5, libretto by Richard Wisely and the score by Anthony Davis, premiered with the okay, so it wasn't really like, I can't tell like if they just use the facilities for the Long Beach Opera or what, because like the musicians were from the Long Beach Opera, but the opera company is called Trilogy, an opera company, and it performs operas that highlight the Black experience. So they did the opera 5, like they wrote and performed the opera 5 based on the Central Park 5 story that happened last month. But I just think it's really it's something that should be noted, you know, like
you be missing it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know if
shots fired.
I don't know if I would be in a good emotional space to go watch. I feel like a lot of the reviews said like the opera is like really intense, like more than that of the Netflix series. Like I read that in the
super good
in the LA Times. Like, of course, like some of like the cinematic things that were present in the Netflix series, like you can't really replicate that on stage, but like there was other elements that just made it more intense. Also, there's like the music and stuff like that was written. Also, it was also conducted by a Black conductor, Leslie Dunner, and he's been conducting for a while. He served as music director of the Joffrey Ballet. He was resident conductor of the Detroit Symphony, all this stuff. So it was like Blackness all around. Like Anthony Davis took elements of jazz into his composition. Like he knew it took place in Harlem, so he put like things that would be like akin to Harlem and like their musical culture. He put that into the score. So that was really cool, and it just highlighted also like Akimba Boye, Babatunde.
He was Babatunde,
yeah, he was in that as well. Like an amazing cast. I love that this opera company is like they perform operas that highlight the Black experience. So like again, like people of color are doing things. Like it's amazing. Hopefully they do it again. I mean, like I said, I don't know if I have it in me to see it because like it was a really traumatic experience. I mean, and like I was just watching it, so I couldn't. I don't even want to go down that route, but yeah, that's amazing. I'll link, of course, all the information. There's also an amazing PBS video that like kind of talks about like the process of writing and stuff like that. So I'll link that as well. Last but not least, this is my favorite one. Janiyah Stigall was appointed. Okay. You remember that name? Yeah, she does national
because she came for me for not liking sweet potato fries, girl.
Oh yes, I stand. Hey Janiyah, if you're listening.
No, because the fact that you're on a black podcast and you said you didn't like watermelon and somebody tries to drag me for not liking sweet potato fries.
Because like what is there not to like? Also
okay. And then the fact that y'all have the audacity to dip them in ketchup. What is going on?
Yeah, exactly. Or barbecue sauce, even better. So good.
Oh, okay, so my skin is crawling, so just finish the.
Also, I got about one more time with Jason before he actually blocks me on Instagram because
I'm right there with him.
Because I was what was I doing? Oh, I was making a burger. I was making a veggie burger, and I'm like spreading my mayonnaise on my burger, and I DM him, and I'm like, I'm just sitting here wondering how you could really navigate life without putting mayonnaise on your burger.
Navigate. You know what? There's a reason why mayonnaise and navigate go together really, really well.
Don't try me, Delaney, because there's plenty of black people who love mayonnaise. It's like overwhelming majority. Also, you can't make potato.
I don't know about overwhelming.
Overwhelming majority. You can't make potato salad without mayonnaise.
Okay, but I'm not.
The blacks love potato salad.
Hold on. To me, that's different. I'm talking about just putting straight mayonnaise on things.
Yeah, because you put mayonnaise on potatoes to make potato salad.
Okay, you know what I mean. It's in it. It's an ingredient in it. If it's like integrated, like potato salad, because I do really like potato salad. So there are things like if it's not front and center, then I can do it. If it's like a means to an end, then I can do it.
Not a means to an end. You are trifling. You are trifling. I'm okay, but mayonnaise adds that certain like it just rounds it out.
Okay, let's not know.
Like so, I'm sitting here making my veggie burger, wondering how you really can't put like you don't put mayonnaise on your hot dogs. You don't put it on your hamburgers. And he was like, he was like, blocked, deleted, reported. I was like, all right, Jason.
Yes.
Like,
amen, Jason.
Man.
Amen.
But anyway, Janiyah was appointed to lead the pre-college and pathway programs at the Cleveland Institute of Music. That'll be effective this year. And she's coming with all of her knowledge from leading the National Alliance for Audition Support, working closely with Sphinx and working with musicians of color and people from diverse backgrounds. So when she's coming in, she's like, girl, so this is how we do it. Like, this is how it was going to be. And so she'll be helping to guide pre-college students through the managing the demand of advanced classical music education, which I think is so important because there are so many musicians of color who parents just don't know how this works. Like, I was talking to an actor last night, and and he's Jamaican, and I was like,
right. Yep.
And I was like, this is so cool that you're like in this space, like doing this, like this is so amazing because it's like you're Jamaican. Like I feel like every week my grandma's like, so when you gonna go look at job, you know? And it's like, Glory, I'm trying. Got to audition first. And she's like, you know, she doesn't understand. She's like, oh, I didn't know you. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know. Say you have to practice still. I'm like, me too, sis. Like, it'll be great.
Yeah, that's what I was explaining to my mom why you like the amount of time that you need for an audition and how the school you go to literally doesn't matter. Because she was like, well, we were talking about someone, and she was like, well, but wouldn't you expect to get through because you went to such and such school? I'm like, just because you right. I was like, that doesn't matter. Like,
I wish it mattered. And like sometimes I wish it mattered, and sometimes I'm glad it doesn't, because it's like a lot of people, like my this girl that I was in conducting studio with in undergrad, she was a grad student at Illinois State University, and now she is either she's not a music director. I think she's like assistant conductor at San Antonio Opera. And it's like, but you went to Illinois State University to do your undergrad, you know, which is like a state school, music school is okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm glad it doesn't matter because now she's doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, you can go to Juilliard or you can go to University of Illinois. You know what I'm saying? But it don't guarantee you nothing but that.
Okay.
It don't?
Oh.
It don't?
I want to guarantee.
It don't guarantee you that. I'm just I'm not in my feelings because I signed up for this, but let's just say we got a long way to go. And that broad Sally Mae better not die on my line. But yeah. So I just think it'd be cool that she's like telling parents like, this is what you got to do. Like maybe you should take a trial lesson at this school. Like she gonna need a better instrument. How can we do this? Like, and even if it's like it's not changed like right away, it's like CIM understands the importance of having a person of color in the room. It's like you trying to do all this black stuff and you want more black kids and you want this and that and you want black people in your orchestra, you want a diversity fellowship program, and there's not one person of color in there helping. Make it make sense. Mm-hmm. Like you from New England making Jamaican food, make it make sense. It don't, like you want to open a Jamaican restaurant in Boston and you from France, you know, and like there's not one Jamaican on your staff. Like that doesn't make sense. Like, so in the same situation of that, it's like you want to learn, like, yes, like people are people, blase, but like sometimes it's like when you have someone coming from the same culture, someone who understands how to work with people from different backgrounds, it's gonna make it a lot easier, you know. And I would say something about Eastman, but like, you know, that's my alma mater. So yeah, I think that's amazing. Shout out to Janiyah, and I think that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, that means her old job is open too for y'all who.
That's true.
Would like to apply for it.
When they announce it, or if they hire internally, who knows?
They did. They already did.
They announced it
yeah, I get the Sphinx newsletter, and they already announced it.
Oh snap! But that's cool. I mean, I couldn't imagine like she be on it, like Janiyah be on it. So, God bless the person who got to fill her shoes. But I think I mean, yeah. But I think what was I gonna say? Dang it, I'm getting old, Delaney. I can't remember nothing. That little game we played earlier, let me not even put it on air. What an embarrassment.
That's right.
What, when we tried to try to remember what episodes we did?
Yeah.
When you have 30,
in order.
When you got 36, I couldn't remember the first one. And number 10. But yeah, I guess we're moving on to the intermission. Well, I already know what you got, but listen, okay, I wanna start by saying that Delaney is gonna be extra trifling just because she thinks that I was trifling to her. I honestly wasn't. Let me tell you what happened, right? Mm-hmm. So I had more questions than 8, right? But I wanted to like include some stuff that I couldn't remember the exact name of somebody or the exact thing that they did, so I had to look it up. And once I looked it up, I'm like, yo, I can't use this. The lady finna ask me like, what's the chord in the 50th bar of Mahler's 9th Symphony, like junk like that. So just know that this not even gonna count because they gonna be trifling.
Okay, so now it's not gonna count.
Listen, I'm just saying, like, you not playing fair. I already know you not because the way the tone of your voice is. Because of how you just sound.
I'm not even doing nothing. No, I'm not even about to do nothing extra.
Anyway, so I'm just protecting my honor.
Nah, because I got lazy and I was like, yo, I don't know nothing. And if I was somebody like Richard and I could ask you a bunch of like crazy theory questions, then I would.
This game with Richard. For what?
If I could, then I would. But I got lazy, so some of them are easy. All right, so let's get started.
I don't know why I'm nervous for this trifling little game. Go ahead. We need to have a tie. We're going to have a tiebreaker. We have to ask the listeners to come up with something because it's not. I already know it's not fair.
Why are you so defensive already?
Go ahead.
Just relax. Okay. First question. I am up to date on maintenance for my instrument. That means rehairs. That means
I know.
strings.
I know you did not just ask me that dusty question. like it really be your own. You know, I'm about to tear up. You suck.
What you mean?
Girl, you know my bow hair using the same bow hair that Stamets used.
Okay.
I'm up to date on my instrument. I'm not. I need the bow hair.
One strike.
I need a. How many questions you got?
8.
I feel like that don't even count. Like, that is rude.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Like, damn.
Now it don't count. Now it don't count.
No, I need a bow hair. I need a new bridge, and I need new strings. Mrs. Taylor was like, "Yo, bridge leaning." I'm like, "Girl, it been leaning." I feel like my bridge ain't been right since I bought it. Like, I feel like I just need a whole new bridge. Like, period. Like, I gotta get a new bridge cut, and I'm like, "Girl, oh, we gonna have to pray like Jacob." Next.
All right, strike 1.
You don't have to do all that. I ain't do all that with you. What's the next question?
Well. Okay, this one should be easy. It's a composer one.
Okay, I don't know nobody composer.
All right. Not one, but 2 skulls can be found in this composer's casket.
Huh?
Are you kidding?
Say it again.
You don't know this?
No,
I said
no, because don't do that to me when you ain't know who Toscanini was.
Exactly. And you were like, "Oh, the really famous conductor." I was like, "All right, you didn't have to say it like that." But not one. And first of all, and you were like, it's a well-known fact that Beethoven. I was like, okay.
Okay. Let me think. Say it again.
Not one, but 2 skulls can be found in this composer's casket.
How they know who could be found in there if they sealed it up? Y'all fraudulent.
Okay, but this is a fun fact. Not fun. It's a fact.
Fun for who?
Yeah, that's why I said not fun. But it's it's an unusual fact.
Okay, well, I'm finna guess. Okay.
This person has 2 skulls in their casket.
Okay, give me a hint. Like, which era?
No. Are you kidding?
You asked for one.
Okay, well, no.
Damn. Okay. Not one, but
I'm mad
2.
you really don't know this. I'm glad you don't, because now it's something that I know that you don't. Finally.
Girl, you act like I barely know anything. Are you kidding?
Okay, but you be knowing stuff. You be using words. I'll be like, so what that mean?
All right. Okay.
Like music words.
Okay, I'm finna figure it out though. Okay, so it wouldn't be Mozart because we don't know where he is.
All right, so 5.
No, I'm finna
4,
figure it. No, you have to count down.
3.
Like, no, I'm gonna figure it out. Okay.
What you mean? How you gonna figure this out? This ain't okay.
I'm gonna figure it out.
So now we gotta sit
because I know it ain't
sit here and wait.
It gotta be a popular composer because don't nobody care about what Salieri was doing. So
wow.
It can't be Mozart because don't nobody know where he was buried. Mendelssohn too holy for that. Bach too holy for that. Oh, hold on. Mendelssohn was Jewish, but he still, he was religious. Okay.
I'm upset. You can't just deduct. Nah.
Okay, I'm getting there. Okay. It wouldn't be Brahms. Oh, Schumann was crazy. But whose skull would it be? It would have been Brahms. It would have been his skull. So it can't be. Okay, who is it?
Haydn.
Ugh. Okay, you can keep that. Whose skull is it?
I'm mad you didn't know that.
Nah.
So they stole his head. They stole Haydn's head to do tests on it because they wanted to study the skull of like geniuses.
Oh, I did hear about
someone
that.
they stole it and then they replaced it with another one, and then years later they finally got Haydn's actual skull and put it in there.
Okay,
so
I heard about that, but I didn't know that they I didn't know there was 2.
Yeah,
I didn't know there was 2. I ain't finna lie. I did hear about that, but I didn't know they. Oh, that's nasty. So who's skull in there with him? Y'all was
whoever skull they had.
Y'all was just doing anything. What does it matter? You burying him.
All right.
Okay. Okay. At
all
this
right,
point, I don't care.
Gone.
All right. So at this point, let's go. Like, let's play. I don't care now.
Mission accomplished.
Right.
Okay. This composer completed medical school before abandoning the profession to study music.
I want to say Rossini, but Rossini was. Rossini was medical.
Final answer?
Shut up. Rossini was law. He was a lawyer.
Oh, dang. Was he?
Don't do that. You so medical school. Nah. Was it Liz? Nah. Who is it?
Berlioz.
Did you? Oh, that's right. Did you know this? Delaney, did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, did you know that?
No, I knew that. Yes, I knew that before I did this. Yes. I didn't look it up for this.
Okay, I'm about to say. Oh no, I didn't know that. I didn't know about Berlioz. I knew about Rossini. I feel like Rossini quit something to be a composer because he was so confident about it. He was like, "Oh yeah, bump that." No, I didn't know about Berlioz. I didn't know about that.
I knew that about Rossini, but I didn't know the specifics that it was law. I just knew that being a composer was his backup plan.
I feel like it was law. Someone gonna correct me. Also, don't bother. Don't come in my mentions. Google. I can Google it.
All right, this one should be easy.
Don't just answer the question. Just ask the question.
Baroque ensembles tuned to this pitch.
Okay. Cool. Give me a second. So, okay, wait. First of all, we all know that little foie sound I don't like, so don't drag me. Okay. Okay. It's gonna be lower. Oh, it's gonna be 439. 438. 439. 439.
Final answer?
Delaney.
I'm just asking because you keep changing it. Final answer?
Shut up. This is like Trivial Pursuit. Mine was nicer than this. See, that's all new. Okay, anyway. Anyway, let me
to you. But I didn't know any of the things to yours either.
Okay. Okay. Is it 438? That's damn near G sharp. Dang, I feel some type of way. It's like the little stuff
I know that you don't do Baroque, but I thought that like you might still know.
No, this is something I definitely like. I'm not even gonna front. It's something I should know. I think it's 439. Oh no, is it lower than that? Is it 436? No, that's a G. That's gonna be a G. It has to be lower. It's definitely low. Is it 438? That's my final.
Is that your final answer?
Don't change your tone. Yes, my final answer.
430. Okay, no, it's 415.
What's the next question?
Okay.
Yeah, that's something I should know.
What is the difference between standard orchestra layout and concerto layout?
Okay, so so wait, what you talking about? Like, you talking about like where the second violins and viola sit? You talking about that?
Oh, the strings, yeah.
Okay, to be fair, don't nobody do that. Like, the orchestra sits how they sit. Like, I know, like Cincinnati.
Some do. LA Phil does.
Like Cincinnati Orchestra always sits with the violas where the cellos normally sit. So I feel like that's not a fair question.
How?
My questions were fair.
How is this not a fair question?
Okay, I'm gonna answer it.
Y'all see how she's a sore loser.
I am a sore loser. I'm a sore loser. Depending on what it is. Like if I'm finna run a race against Usain Bolt, like I wouldn't be a sore loser. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, okay. But like spoons, I'll kill everybody at the table. Like,
oh my gosh.
You're not finna.
When I tell
you're
you,
not finna beat me in spoons.
When I was praying on her demise.
Exactly. That's what the thing is. It be your own. It really be your own.
Okay, but I just want you to lose one time.
Why?
Because you were so cocky. Because you were so cocky.
Okay. I can't be cocky about one thing in life.
She won and no, she lost, and then you got up from the table and was like, "Man, bump y'all," and like walked away. I was like, "Okay, well, first of all, it's just a game.
No, it's not.
Second of all, you're 25. Let's remember."
Okay, first of all, I always win spoons, and we could like, and you know what? Venus just lost last week, and still she rises. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will win again and again and again. I am good at spoons. That game was made for me. Period. So, you know what? It's a little game. You know, it's only a bump in the road. What was the question? Concerto seating?
Yes.
I'm going to guess that the cellos sit where the violas normally sit. Like, they switch. That's my final answer.
You're so close.
You suck. Oh, the viola sit with the cello.
No, you're right. You're right about that. But the second violins are on the outside, so it's first cellos, violas seconds.
That's stupid to me. Because
yeah, it's kind of dumb.
That's dumb. Have I played with seconds on the outside before?
And basses are on the other side.
Oh, I have played with seconds on the outside.
Yeah, LA Phil does that sometimes.
I played Beethoven 2 with seconds on the outside. I remember sitting there like, this is the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, actually, LA Phil plays like that
normally,
but I think they switched
for real.
Because the last time I played side by side with them, they were like that because I remember the cellos being in front of us and we were next to the next to the firsts.
For what? For a concerto, or just because?
No, just because it wasn't a concerto.
People, like, I guess it's for balance and stuff. I feel like people be taking that stuff too seriously. Like, girl.
Yeah. All right, 2 more.
Girl.
Which instrument has the most strings?
A piano.
Okay.
I got one?
Yeah.
Hey,
see, I wouldn't have got that.
Press. Katie don't need no press. Ha! Period.
All right. 1 out of 7. So let's chill. You're at a
okay. Let me win. Period. I'm proud of that.
You're at a 0.14%. So let's
okay,
chill.
And that's fine. Okay, I got
right,
one. It was looking bleak, but God, hey,
last one. It still is bleak. Last one. I can perform basic repairs on my instrument.
Yes.
Okay.
Some of them I won't do.
What can you do?
Some of them I won't do. Like, I'm not finna like if my bridge, like, look, my bridge has been warped for a while, like probably since I bought it, to be honest, like because I don't know what's wrong with it. And it's not in the shape of a W, y'all. So don't try to drag me. Like, okay. Like W. It's like slightly warped that like if you look at it, you'd be like, But like, girl, I'm not gonna boil it with the mesh thing on my stove. I'm not doing that, But my sound post fell. I know how to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can close open seams.
No, we won't be doing all that.
And I can
we won't be doing all that.
And I can.
No, we not.
I can do that, but these are repairs that I would do. I would take my bass to the shop afterwards. But like if I were like in a pinch, yes, I could do it because I learned how to. And I can reset a sound post, which is so hard.
It's so hard. Honestly, I
don't even get how y'all do it.
I only did it once in a string methods class at ISU, but like my instrument's my livelihood. I'm not gonna get in there acting like I'm Bob the Builder. Like, I'm just gonna take it to the shop. Like, for what?
Right. Like when I was learning these, I learned them at ISB, and they were like, these are for like if you are in a pinch, you can do this, but always take it to a luthier afterwards.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's
like, it's my livelihood. It's like, I'm not finna. Now I mess with this instrument. That won't finna do.
Can we fix it?
No. I'm not finna get up in there acting like I really know what I'm doing. I don't even change my strings no more. For what?
Yeah, I don't change mine.
I take it to the shop and they 1, 2, 3. Now I'm there.
Right. Because it's like I could do everything. I'd be like, can you just check it for everything and change my strings?
Like I just don't see the point. Like, if I'm bringing in for a bow rehair, okay, you can do my strings too.
Yeah. Clean
up the varnish. No, I don't want to get it revarnished, girl. Because my Miss Taylor dragged me one time because the right shoulder, the left shoulder of my viola has like a little patch there because like I always hold my instrument there, and so I held his instrument one day. He's like, take your hand off. And I was like, all right. Because he's like, I told you not to hold your instrument there, and now you got a patch there. I'm like, okay, so, and
okay, some clear nail polish. No,
right. If I just get me some Elmer's glue and let it dry real clear like slime, it'll be good. Like, I don't understand what the problem is, and I can just go right up there to the Home Depot, pick my varnish, Period.
All right. Well, good job.
Shut up, Delaney. And you got the same score that I got. You literally got the same score. I feel like you got 2 out of 7. No, we should do like a double or nothing. Y'all.
No.
Yeah.
I'm super good.
No, I'm gonna make people come up with stuff.
No, I'm super good.
No, because I want to win.
Okay. See, and this is why playing stuff with you not fun. Like Katie makes how you make games not fun. That's the whole purpose of them, is to be fun.
Games be fun with me.
No, they're not.
First of all, this whole life is a game, and I'm losing. So,
all right.
But no, I want to win. So,
see, and I refuse to play. So find someone else to play with. Because you're not about to bully me into playing with you.
On your own podcast.
Right.
Okay, unite.
Play with me. It's going to be fun. Like.
Oh my God. I'm fun to play games with. Yeah. It's just certain games that I'm not.
Who you trying to convince?
Y'all. Because you are skewing their thoughts. I feel like there's only a few.
You are skewing their thoughts.
There's only a few games that I'm good at, right? Spoons. That one where you pass the cards one by one, you got to get 4. What's that called? Snakes.
That's also spoons.
That's spoons? No, I'm talking about something else.
Wait. Spoons, you pass them and you got to get 4 and then you get the spoon.
But there's one where. Oh no, where you slap the table. That one where you slap. No. I'm thinking about a different one. The one where you slap the table and you got to slap doubles or sandwiches. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Egyptian rat tails. Someone knows what I'm talking about. But it's like, okay, you put cards, you have all your cards but they're face down, and you turn them face up, and you gotta smack the pile for jacks. You smack a sandwich, so if it's like 2, 6, 2, you can slap that, and then you slap double. So if like someone puts down like 2 3s, like you slap that, and the goal is to get the whole deck. So I'm only good at like 3 games. So when it's that, and freaking, what's it called? The one we write stuff down. So what's called? Not Pictionary. What's that one we played at the cookout? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
The one where like it's categories.
Oh, categories.
So it's like I'm only good at them 3 little games. So when it's time, like, let's go. What we doing? Squad up. What we doing? Period. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to win. After that, like, I'm not gonna be competitive in Uno. I always lose Uno. Always.
Oh my God. So we were playing Uno and we did it where you could stack the plus cards. Mm-hmm. Tell me why we were playing with a lot of people and with 2 decks. Tell me why we stacked 8 plus 2s in a row.
The devil is busy
on somebody. It was so crazy.
It's like, especially with depending on which blacks you playing with, it's like you at one fatal mistake you will lose the whole thing because now you picking up 24 cards out of nowhere. It's like I always lose Uno. I never win. So it's like when I got you know why I got Uno like 6 times and then still didn't win. Really? And that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like Uno is like you could be up and then you down. You know what I'm saying? So like when I get to my game, like I'm ready to play. Like I know I could win freaking categories. You know what I'm saying? I know I can win spoons. I know I can win Egyptian rattlesnake or whatever that game is called. After that, like I'm chilling. I know I'm finna lose Uno. I'm finna lose life. I'm finna lose snakes and ladders because I get to 99. I gotta slither all the way back down. Like I'm finna lose that. Like I don't know. My luck ain't set up good for them games. So if you want to play that, that'd be a good old time because I'm gonna be chill. I'm guarantee you like kind of one hand how many times I've won Uno, especially with the blacks. Like it is insane.
Well, that was fun.
I'm sure.
Victory.
I'm sure. Man.
Well, but you've seen Mr. Holland's Opus, so good for you.
And you haven't, so good for you.
Okay, Dusty movie.
Okay, Dusty Skull. What, girl?
I'm excited to see how other people do on it.
First of all, ain't nobody finna drag me. Okay, like, period. What am I even questioning? Like, no.
All right, so
let's move on.
Yeah, I would love that.
I'm excited to see what people gonna say. People probably gonna know all of these ones. They're gonna be like, "Don't make Katie do none more of these trivia questions." Okay, so this week we want to do something a little bit more lighthearted, like we said. So, it's active season. It's a hot girl summer. A lot of you girls and guys are going on for dates and junk. Do your thing. I will not be. However, I'm rooting for you fervently. I pray for the utmost acting up with safety this summer. So, we thought that it would be cute to do like your instrument is going on a first date. Like, so we're just gonna highlight some stuff that we think that our instrument brings to the table, just to be cute, just to play along. So we have a couple of signs here, of talking points here. We're just gonna go through. We could play along, see if you agree. Especially like if you have the same instrument, like viola, bass. Do you agree? Think about your own stuff. I'll probably ask y'all something on Instagram. So, yeah. Okay. Well, no. Let me start with you. Go ahead. What do you think? What do you think your zodiac sign for your instrument would be?
I picked Scorpio.
Oof.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with the Scorpio. Shout out to the Scorpios out there. Drake, stand up. Go ahead.
Sounds like you have something against.
Don't start rumors.
Well, all right. I'm just saying. So I picked it because I had to look this up because I don't I know some zodiac signs, but like I can't off the top of my head give traits on them. So some of the Scorpio traits were passionate, stubborn, resourceful, and brave. And pretty much passionate, resourceful, and brave all reminded me of like the sound of my instrument. Like, you know, because brave, a lot of the time was like a battle scene. Like low strings is like what you gonna go to. Low strings, low brass, like that sort of thing.
Right.
And then like resourceful, just because it's like, you know, it's the granddaddy of the strings, the wise one that everyone looks up to. It literally is. It literally is.
Where's the citation?
What you literally told me you were playing something without the basses and it felt empty because there's no bottom.
That is true.
It is true.
I
mean, and then passionate. I think that the instrument could be passionate. Like there's still people who are like solo bass happens. I'm like, yes. Did you think it just stopped making sound once you get okay? But
I mean, yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, how do I say this?
Yeah, how do you say it?
I'm trying to say it in the nicest way possible.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna be offended. You know, I don't care.
No, you're not gonna be offended by this. I heard. Oh, I just know what a nice way to say it. Let's just say that I heard some really great bass playing at Eastman, and I was like, okay. I was like, wow.
That's because she wasn't in my practice room. That's why.
Anyway, like even like it was just like, oh shoot, like okay, that's what y'all doing. Like even I went to Danny's recital. Danny Zeman. He's a you know, for people who don't know, he's like a huge name in the bass world right now, mainly jazz bass, and like he put out a bow at his recital. I said, wait, hold on. Okay.
Versatility.
And it's like some people are like, yeah, girl, jazz bass uses bow, and I'm like, but jazz bass is at ISU, so yeah. I'm not gonna put down my school. Like I would never put down ISU. Like I had an amazing time there. I learned so everything I knew going into Eastman was there, and I also had a phenomenal teacher, a viola teacher that helped get me to Eastman. So I would never say anything. I would never say anything ill about. Don't you not finna trap me out today? I would never say anything ill about ISU. I'm just saying like I've been to some bass recitals where I was searching for the key. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Well, just so y'all know, she was in attendance at my recital, so
I wasn't talking about your recital. I was talking about ISU.
Maybe you weren't talking about it, but you were thinking about it.
Anyway. I was not even close. Anyway, and also at my recital, one of the graduate music ed students was like, I didn't even know bass could do that. With the freaking, you were all the way.
That's what. So, yeah, that's exactly what it sounded like.
Yeah, good. It was all light and crisp and airy. Yep. Just like that.
Anyway, and stubborn just because the instrument don't never want to do what you want it to do. And that's something I had to learn because I remember when I upgraded an instrument for the first time, I stopped using my student model plastic bass.
Not plastic. Okay, Dollar Tree.
Plywood. My student model bass, and I started using the studio bass that my teacher, like, we just own, the school owns basses, and he was like, yeah, so you're gonna need to leave whatever that is at home. And
Okay.
Well, he did not say it like this.
I mean, but like they don't have to. We know what they saying.
Yeah. So he had me upgrade to that instrument, and I remember being so frustrated. And like the guy who I was studying with at the time, when my actual teacher was on hiatus. You hear me? That's because of you. That's because of you. He was on sabbatical.
No, because he was on sabbatical. I am on a hiatus. But keep going.
Anyway, he was like, yeah, since it's a student model instrument, it's easy to play. Like it basically plays itself. And once you upgrade to an instrument that has more like capabilities, there's got to be more nuance to your playing. So I'm over here thinking this bass can't do nothing and whatever. And he was like, it was a really, really old French bass, like 130 years old. And he was like, it's like a grumpy French man. Like, you can't make this instrument do anything. You have to like work with it and learn how to work with it, because you can't just force the sound that you want out of it. So I feel like that's how I feel about basses right now. They're stubborn. They're not gonna do what you want them to do. You just gonna have to be along for the ride. Any instrument, really.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, except for Adam, who bodies his instrument. His instrument is like, what today, master?
How can I serve you?
Please.
How
can I do better than yesterday?
I am but an instrument. I am but a wand for you to work your magic.
Please, sir.
Oh my gosh, we are annoying.
Annoying. Adam was like, I wasn't ready. I'm like, hey, you should have got ready. We told you. So if my instrument had a sign, I think it would be a Gemini. Leos are very compatible with Geminis, which is like terrifying. And it's like I mainly picked it like off the bat. Well, at first I was like, at first I thought Pisces, because I was like, Pisces can be, but also like Pisces have a tendency to be like kind of confused and like kind of clueless. And I was like, I don't know. So, but then I was like, oh, duh, like Gemini, because of like the twins, like the double personalities. It's like, I think especially like the more viola like comes to the forefront, it's a soloistic instrument. Like the more it's like, it blends in really well, but also has a huge voice. I also like did a little bit more research about Geminis. Some of the traits are gentle, affectionate. Violas can be gentle, I guess, but I feel like more affectionate than not, because like a lot of times the viola sound is like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just something so special about the viola sound to me. And I know like I'm biased because I play the viola. However, like I've heard people who aren't violas that say this. Somebody got on my nerves the other day because I was on Twitter and it was like, the viola sounds like a violin with like a chest cold. And I'm like, girl.
No, you know what? That's pretty accurate. I'm not going.
No, it's not. You can come for my stuff. Yeah. Like, no.
That's what it is. A chest cold.
The viola. No, you're not gonna come from.
I'm not trying to say.
No.
Okay. Now hold up. What was that?
I'm a child. I'm a child.
What was
that? You came for me. I'm ready. Ammunition. Let's go.
No, but go ahead and do that again.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What was that? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, even good viola, like that's just the sound. It's not necessarily a bad thing, because there's a good viola, but it does have that like kind of like a nasally sound.
Viola can be nasally.
Yeah, I guess, really, really like, easily.
But I think, I don't know, there's something to me, the viola just sounds like it just wraps you in its arms to me. It's all affectionate. It's all like
low range viola especially, yeah. But I like the lower, I prefer the lower range of every instrument for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But like that end of like the C string, like, and like even the A string has a lot of warmth to it. I mean, my A string's kind of a little twangy, but like that's kind of the combination I like. But like even then, I don't know, I think the viola is really affectionate. Curious, maybe. I mean, people experiment with the viola a lot, I guess. Ability to learn quickly and exchange ideas. Definitely exchange ideas, because composers love to give viola like 3 seconds and then give it back to the first violins, but like that's none of my business. And then also like what I said before, like violas, you know, we're soloistic instruments, especially like now in the age that we are in, but also like know how to be in the background, know how to support a chord, especially from the middle. It's so hard to like play in the middle of something, especially like how the viola is. We're normally in the middle, but like it's the hardest place to play because it's like not audible. Like that's one thing I was worried about in my recital. Is like he wanted to play full out, like you play it's not a full stick, but it's like a lot of my stuff not in the middle, like she eating me up, but I mean it ended up working out. So, but yeah. Okay, so tell me 3 composers that wrote for your instrument that you believe represented it well.
So I guess I could say, well, I definitely could say Bottesini, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even play bass and I know the name Bottesini. Like everybody, that's the one that go around all the time.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not even like he wrote no rinky dink stuff. Like Bottesini wrote a lot, and some of it was to me really good. And like not just like when you look at concertos like Dragonetti, which Dragonetti didn't even write, but like the whole concerto was a scale. It's not much like actual substance to it. So I feel like, I mean, but a lot of people are like Dragonetti, like they write it off as easy, and I'm like, well, you gotta play it in tune, which makes it not easy for me. So
I mean, like when the girls gonna stop calling stuff easy?
For real,
like, if
nothing is easy.
Like nothing is easy. Then go walk up to the New York field dances. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing. Even like on like the easiest, if like you wanted to say that, even on the easiest of excerpts, like I feel like I struggle with those a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like,
because
down
you
one,
got no room. It's not hard. So
there's
you got
no
room for
room.
nothing. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, down one is fast and flashy, but like try to play like Shostakovich 5. The violas have this like exposed part in the first movement, and it's like I ain't nothing but shifting, like clean shifting, but it's like it has to be in tune. Nobody want to hear your bow bumping around. It's like y'all girls need to stop calling stuff easy, especially at this level. Like we're not in 6th grade anymore.
Right. But I think that, of course, Bottesini, but he was a bass player, so. And then I would say orchestrally Tchaikovsky, which, yeah, you know, I've already made this known, but I do think that Tchaikovsky does a really good job of showing like that you can write melodies for bass in like our orchestral range without doing the most at Strauss. You know, like
period.
Exactly. Like you can write an actual melody. It doesn't have to be a counter melody. Don't have to be a harmony or you know just the foundation. Like low strings melodies sound good. They do.
Right. Yeah, they do.
So I'd say Tchaikovsky, and like he just uses it well. And then of course Brahms. Like Brahms wrote some great bass parts, and part of the reason was because his dad was a bass player, so he knew his way around. How about you?
3 composers that I think represent my instrument well will be Hindemith, not just for his viola concerto, but like the sonatas that he wrote. I think Hindemith is one of the people that really championed the viola as a solo instrument. So definitely him. Also, he gave us one of the big 3. This is actually hilarious. I think Bartók as well, because even though I'm not a huge fan of the Bartók concerto, however, like I've played parts of it. I want to learn it again someday, but I've just stuck to Walton for now. He really like it's the viola is working. Like this is like top violin level, like viola as a virtuosic instrument, and I think that's what Bartók does really well. Also, like I mean, he didn't finish it. You know, like I feel like a running joke is like, sis, don't write no viola sonata or no viola concerto because you will die before you finish it. Because like it happened to Shostakovich, it happened to Glinka, happened to Bartók. However, like he just really showcased the viola like as virtuosic, like the second movement, like it's just really really good. And then unfortunately I'm gonna say Walton, because them 3,
not unfortunately,
like Hindemith, Bartók, because I feel like it's like a cop out, But Hindemith, Bartok, and Walton gave us our 3 biggest concertos. I have an honorable mention for Rebecca Clark because I think like her being a violist herself, and her viola sonata, also like just people who champion the viola. Also, honorable mention goes to Brahms. I said that with a grain of salt just because I realized the more I learned about Brahms, it's like he wrote great viola parts, but I feel like as violists, I think we gave him too much clout because the sonatas aren't viola sonatas.
Yeah.
And he ain't barely even wanna make them into viola sonatas. His publisher was like, you know, like you can make more money if you turn this into viola. So it wasn't even like, oh, you know, like, oh, I should make this a viola sonata. I got a viola friend, like I could do this for. Like, no, he wrote it as a clarinet sonata. The publisher was like, making it into a viola sonata as well, so you can make more money. And so I feel like violists, we give him too much clout. I mean, he gave us those 2 songs for alto and viola. So like, that's not that you thought about viola that way, but like, I think violas give Brahms way too much clout, but I will give him an honorable mention. Cool. 3 pieces that represent your instrument well.
Right. I remember this because I was about to say I don't remember this, but I did think about this.
Okay.
I did. Okay. I would say Lieutenant Kijé.
Excuse me? Lieutenant who?
Kijé. Prokofiev. It's Prokofiev. You would go do that. Problem?
No, ma'am.
Issue?
Mm-mm.
No problem there?
Not even a little one.
Okay. Well, there's a bass solo. What you, I don't understand why you have an issue. Anyway, but staying on the same wave of Prokofiev, I will also say the Prokofiev Quintet. When I tell you he put his foot in that.
I mean, he did. I enjoyed the little ditty. That was the quintet.
Wow, the little ditty. You're not gonna be saying that. What's that? That music hit your music stand. Much more than a ditty. Yeah, he put his foot in that.
John gonna be looking at me like, yeah, come play this little ditty.
Yeah. Yeah, he put his foot in that. He really, really, frankly, he embarrassed y'all.
Because you were really involved when you played it. I feel like a lot of times people like to slap bass onto stuff.
Yeah.
But he like took his time and like wrote for you.
Yeah. There's a bass solo in almost every movement of that piece. And when you really think about it, I'm the only bass instrument. But it's like, and that would be a huge excuse for a composer to just give you drones and downbeats and stuff. Yeah. But he did not do that. He gave me a run for my money and then won. So.
Okay, he literally didn't win, but okay.
He didn't?
No, your teacher said so, too. So.
All right. So anyway,
yeah.
All right. So anyway, my last one, I'm gonna say Mahler 2. Just because.
Okay, Frere Jacques. That was so lazy.
That's Mahler 1.
Oh, oops. Which one's Mahler 2?
The Resurrection.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. I've never played Mahler 2, but oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. Like, you got, 10 cellos, 8 basses? That would be, like, epic. I just think that, Chile, like, that's one of the pieces that I really, really want to play, because you get that, to me, that's the best part of bass, is that you don't just hear it, you feel it.
Yeah.
And if I could buy a seat in the bass section, I would definitely attend more orchestral concerts than I do now.
I ain't gonna lie, because normally, like, depending on where I land, like, you could just feel the floor vibrating because of the bass player.
It's the best,
especially when they doing their thing. It's like, okay, y'all, I see y'all.
Like, what other instrument could ever? Nothing. So, I mean, but that's true for every instrument. Every instrument has something that they do that no one else can. But
that's like sack butt.
All right, so what are you? Did you say yours or let's skip yours actually. Let's just go.
What's the problem, Delaney?
The
Huh?
problem is we were supposed to start at 9 and it's 12:18. So
I mean, also that's not all my fault.
I know I'm not saying that. I'm just saying
Oh yeah, we've been at
that's
this
the
for a minute.
problem.
What are we on? 3 pieces that represent my instrument well. Okay, so I would say the Halverson Passacaglia. I don't pronounce the G. The Halverson Passacaglia.
Passacaglia?
Just because again, it's a moment where the viola gets to be virtuosic. I think the original is cello. However, I still
sounds
think
better with viola.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
I think they're closer in register, so I just feel like I don't know. I feel like it's just nicer. I mean, I don't want to be biased, but I just feel like it's a time for the viola to be like again like that kind of two-faced Gemini thing. It's like we start off as just like a drone underneath, like, and then it's like we doing stuff too, and it's like you get to explore like the technique, like the full range of the instrument, like flying spiccato, all type of stuff, like Colenio at some points, like Ponticello. So it's just a good time. I think it really represents the instrument well. Second one is the Codialect Adagio. Absolutely beautiful piece. Is very pretty. And then just like typical like viola like sing song, like the viola is a very beautiful instrument, no bias. It's just like a fact. And then it is viola's a very beautiful instrument, and if you don't know, now you know. And the third one is the Vieuxtemps Sonata. This is a little bit of a bias, but I think it represents the viola well because it's like borderline concerto, ain't finna lie. Like the amount of work it takes to play, and also just the contrast of like the beautiful opening and then out of nowhere he go crazy. Like I just think, like yeah,
That stupid.
it goes stupid. Period. Okay, let's keep moving. 3 symphonies or symphonic works that give your instrument its shine.
Oh dang, I messed up.
Oh, was your ones from the last time? I was gonna say that, but I was like,
I switched them up.
Okay, so
all right, so I'll just switch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'll just do my ones for the last one. That's gonna be Bottesini Grand Duo, which is crazy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that means I'm gonna have to switch one because I used Prokofiev. I switched this all up. So I'm gonna do 2 solo, and then Prokofiev is gonna count as my 1, and then I'll do 1 symphony. You get me?
Okay. Yeah.
Y'all see me? Okay. Bottesini Grand Duo, which is crazy, but like obviously it's gives it your shine. You know, apparently you can do it with clarinet and bass. I've never heard of that. I have no idea how that's going to work.
Clarinet and bass?
Yeah.
But you know what? Viola and bass worked.
Yeah, there's a separate piece for clarinet and bass, but also apparently you can play the grand duo with clarinet and bass, or you can do violin and bass. There are double stops that the violin does, and like all this flying spiccato stuff, and I'm like, I don't understand what. Okay, but
yeah, I probably feel like it'd be like watered down. Like what? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And then I'd say the Bottesini Elegy.
Oh, I like that piece. I know that piece.
Yeah, and I just oh my god, if you haven't heard Joel Corrington's recording, you're just missing out. There's no other recording to listen to. I refuse.
I'm just a sucker for like slow like junk like that.
Yeah, it's just it's so beautiful. And then my last symphony I'm going to say is Beethoven 9 because of the recitatives.
Yeah, he did the heck out of them recitatives, like
right.
And our bass session was good that year when we did it at ISU.
You're annoying.
So it was good. Like everybody worked so hard on that. Yeah, that's crazy. It's on like every audition, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of y'all things.
It's a very standard excerpt. It's the first excerpt I ever learned.
Oh yeah, you did say that. Somebody, I forgot one orchestra I was finna do. I never ended up doing it. Was asking for Beethoven 9. Like now y'all just being extra. You want people to learn new stuff. Why?
All right.
But okay, girl. Okay, my 3 symphonies. Number 1 would be Tchaik 6. I think, the viola is just showcased really well in track 6. Like we have a lot of moments. Yeah. Also, like we were with the cellos in the second movement. Yeah, is that yeah. So that, like, I just feel like track 6 was good. I mean, I like track 5 more. However, I feel like we're really showcased there. Mahler 10, yo, we opened up the whole symphony. Period. Like,
oh my God, here you go. Okay, that literally gave me no indication of what it sounds like. I really hope that's not what it sounds like.
Okay, me singing the wrong interval. That's why you missed audition, sis. No, it's hard to play in tune, but this was actually one of my strongest excerpts. And then
give us a taste.
I did.
No, on the viola, sis.
Can you imagine if I just went to my viola? It's staring at me. It's been staring at me for a couple of days now, but you can mind your businesses. Don Juan. I can't believe I'm saying this, but okay. The problem I have with Strauss, Reichard. Mm-hmm. Well, there's several problems I have with him. We're gonna get into that next week, I think next week. But while there's several problems I have with Strauss, I feel like he's overcompensating, like a lot of y'all do. I think he does too much and too little at the same time. I think it's not my fault that his music is hard, and I appreciate the violas having to participate in the foolishness. Like, I it's nice, you know. It's like Don Juan is pretty later on. Like, we get it. Like, violas can do stuff. We don't have to just have them spiccato in on the side or whatever. So he's like, okay, y'all, all right, bet. Like, you can play, but like you can do it. So I do appreciate that, and I feel like we have a moment to shine, because it's like we are also working. Ain't nobody gonna say, well, y'all just resting, y'all tacit, like y'all not even doing nothing. Like, the first violins can't say nothing.
People kill me with that,
because we're also going. I mean, like, maybe the highest note we hit in that is a high D, but that's like way, like a D in 7th position. Like, that's pretty high and that's if you play in 7th position. Like, I think I played with like a 2, a 3, so it's like now it's 8th position. So it's like that, like, everybody's working. Like, violas don't normally do that, especially not in like orchestral rep. So I think that's a moment for us to be like, yeah, we working too. So I appreciate that. Okay, tell me about any composers that did you dirty. I mean, I don't know why you talk about this on a first date, but you know.
Right, Mozart.
Now you bring up your exes at a first date.
All right. I would say Mozart. I was going to use this as an excuse to talk about composers that I just don't like, but that's not really honest, because that doesn't mean I just don't like their music. They didn't necessarily do my instrument dirty.
Mm-hmm. You don't like Mozart?
No. I do like Mozart.
I'm about to say, you know, he is someone.
No, he is someone that just did us dirty. I was gonna bring up Debussy and Copland, but they didn't do me dirty. I just don't like their music. Mm-hmm. Mozart, however, I do like Mozart's music. There's some things that Mozart wrote that are truly a bop. Abduction from the Seraglio Overture goes. But Mozart did me dirty, and I will maintain that, because you can have all these people running around talking about what a genius you are, yet you slap E basso on every cello part that you write.
Ain't gonna lie, I've never seen a Mozart part that don't say E basso.
Yeah, and it's like Beethoven wrote split parts too. Like, he wrote cello e basso on there, but he was more you could tell that he was more like considerate about where he split the parts and where he combined them. Mozart was just like play pretty much everything, and every now and then he would have us drop out. But I'm like, and I feel like he didn't even really, I don't know. There are some parts where I'm like, we shouldn't be playing this, or some parts where I'm like, we should be playing that. You know, like, I just don't see what the logic was. But boy, genius apparently. So
Oh.
Good job, Mosey.
Not Mosey on. Okay. Wow. Cool. I think a composer that did the violas dirty would be probably Haydn. I mean, and that's funny because I don't know nothing about him clearly, but just like at the time that the viola was like around, it was just filler. So, I mean, okay, his like string quartets are okay or whatever, but it's like his orchestral stuff is just like not fun to play, especially the early stuff. So that's definitely a composer I would say that did it dirty. I think most of the time, I mean, like Mozart does this dirty, like honorable mention, like sometimes in opera stuff, like Mozart's operas aren't fun to play, but I don't think they're fun to play for many people because, I mean, some of his overtures are fun, but like just like the stuff in the middle, like I don't start having fun with a lot of opera repertoire until like we get like way later on, where like I'm playing like La Boheme, where I'm playing, you know, Britain, even though it's weird, I'm playing. So yeah. Okay, you have any pieces that should be discontinued?
Ein Heldenleben.
No.
Yes.
It's lit. Ooh.
What I will give you about Ein Heldenleben, the excerpt by itself to me goes, well, we have more than one. Most people do, I guess.
Yeah, but that other excerpt, we ain't talking about that one because I don't know what he was saying.
We have 9, we have 77.
I don't know the, I don't remember the
more
marking.
But when I realized I had never heard the actual piece Ein Heldenleben, so I looked it up. And I was like, this is not what I was expecting.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It does not sound good to me. I'm sorry. It doesn't. And then the excerpt is, I just feel like not everything got to be tutti all the time.
Yeah, we don't everything be tutti.
Like, there's a reason why instruments are made differently. Like, we're not all the same instrument. And that's the problem I have with Strauss, and the problem I have with Mozart as well, is that like why are you not using instruments to their strengths? You're just like, well, actually, I'm gonna just write one thing and everybody can play it. Like, nah, you lazy. Write different parts. It like, and I'm not even saying that because Strauss is hard. Like, everything is hard. So I'm not saying because Strauss is hard. Like, yeah. Ein Heldenleben can. Okay, what was that? I said Ein Heldenleben. Ein Heldenleben can kick rocks.
Dang. With this last one, I struggle because it's like a piece that we should be discontinued for the viola. Like nobody, the piece that comes to mind is like everybody else likes it, so it's like, and it's also like a pretty piece. So it's like,
but I might know what you had to say.
Yeah, you already know what I'm gonna say. I think like the Brook Romance should just be discontinued.
I knew it.
Why are the girls playing that piece? And like low key Stamets, but. I understand that Stamets is important because like the girls over in Europe want to hear you play cleanly. You know, there's not a lot of room for error when you play a classical concerto. So I understand the importance of Stamets. But the problem I have with that the problem I have with Stamets is that I know ain't nobody was playing them thirds. I know that. Like the viola like was born like the day before, so I know nobody was playing them thirds, and I know for sure they weren't playing them in tune, and I know anybody was reaching that high D with no chin rest and no shoulder rest on. So and I know y'all bows wasn't good enough for all that either. So who was playing it? I feel like Stamets like low-key was the Strauss of his day. Also, now that I think about it, Stamets did us dirty in every other facet besides his little viola concerto. Now that I think about it, because it was stuff was just boring. It was like typical, like D D D D D D D D E E E E E E E E. You know what I'm saying? Like now that I think about it, but I can't cancel either one, but it's like I struggle. It's like I feel like a lot of viola pieces have like a place, especially since like the repertoire is so new. Like the Ligeti Sonata is weird because he be playing like quarter tones. I'm like, girl, who got time for that? But you know, there's a place for that in music history. So I couldn't find nothing for that. Okay, last one. Does your instrument have any vices?
So you know I was confused by this question at first because I thought you meant like human vices, and I was like,
Delaney went and observed all y'all bass players and was like, let me tell y'all what's wrong with y'all. That cracked me up.
Let me see. I think, you know what? I'm gonna just be honest. Most basses don't sound good.
LOL. Oh my god, because Joseph Conyers be posting.
No, like, I'm not okay, but exception to the rule. Come on, like, oh yeah, that's of course not what I mean at all. You remember, I told you if I sounded like him, I would never put my bass down.
I just need I just need him to touch the little corner of my sound post. This is the little corner of it. This little bottom.
I feel like if I could pick any bass player in the world to sound like, it would be him. Like honestly, like
I was just like, this is some people who are just like not real people, like Joseph Conyers, Andrew Francois, who is like
Adam.
If I could just have like a little corner, like if I just play like an eighth as well as you do, I would have no problem. Like we would both be at auditions. Like, what's up?
Yeah, right. You'd have to pry that bass out of my hands and be like, Delaney, we're begging you to stop playing.
Okay, you in the bathtub with your bass with a plastic cap on it.
Right. Like I'm in a hamster ball with my bass rolling everywhere. Like, no, I was all crispy and stuff. But I'm saying like especially for things that are like lyrical and like supposed to sound pretty. I don't know why, and I found this out really when I was shopping for a bass, and I went to like a bass shop and was playing basses. I was like, why they sound like nasally, but not in the same way as like the viola, but like, okay,
let's calm down. My viola right here, she hears you.
Okay, I don't mean that in a bad way, but you know what I mean. Like they sound all like no, not nasally, metallic.
Viola don't not sound no metallic.
I've heard a lot of basses that just don't sound good, and then like or people that don't care to make them sound good because they think like you don't have to if you're a bass player.
Okay, but also like why would you make a whole $100,000 instrument that don't sound good?
But I think that goes with like you have to work with the instrument, because that bass that I upgraded to, that I thought it sounded terrible. Like I found my voice with that instrument eventually. But I feel like a lot of basses, they just be sounding so like, I don't know. I'm all about how things sound, which I feel like that's common sense as a musician, but common sense ain't so common. Like to me, I just feel like everything else is means to an end. But
I hate you so much. Like I'm talking about from the depths of my soul. Ugh.
Well, what about you?
I think a vice that my instrument has is its tendency to have wolf tones. It's usually like most violas like have it like around the same place on the C string between like E and F, and it's like you playing along, you minding your business, and all of a sudden you hear and it's like, girl, now you ruined my line. And and there's stuff you could do, because you know viola player violas, I don't know, maybe it's because like I'm always around violas, so maybe like every instrument group is like this, but like violas are so extra. Like they are literally, I feel like they are literally the middle child, and I love viola and like I care a lot about it, but like some violas, like they do too much. Like you see the girls that have like the weirdly shaped instruments, and like one dude might have a whole left side missing, talking about I was playing with the da-da-da, and this dude got 3 bridges, and like this one
you're annoying.
this one
Who got like 3 bridges?
half a bow because I'm trying to bring out the temper of the D string. Like violas, I feel like it's neglect, but like there's not one violist that I have met that's like, well, that's not true at all. Wait, hold on to the back. There are plenty of violists I met that don't do all that because I'm one of them. I'm like, girl, I got 4 strings on it and it sounds good and I pay for it. But like, I mean, like the most I'll do is like general stuff. Like somebody asked me, why you wrap your viola up? I'm like, girl, because just in case water gets into this case, I'm not trying to have no problems. Or like, but like I'm also like, I ain't buying no BAM case, so I'm not gonna drop my viola off a 40-foot building. Like violas in general are just extra people, and like people know who I'm talking about. Like they violas be looking like the letter P, and then like like just like extra junk for like no reason,
or like a paint splatter.
Right. Like,
have you seen that one? It's like a viola and it's like like it's like it literally looks like a paint splatter.
No, I have not. You gonna have to send me a picture because girl, I will laugh.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find it.
You gonna have to find that. Like, I just feel like violas are the most extra in the world, and I feel like it just goes back to like, I mean, like acoustically, viola. It's hard for viola to work well. That's why like little baby violas. Like, I remember I had the cutest little girl. Her name was like Annabelle. Was that her name? I taught her in like 2015, so it was kind of a while ago. She was perfect. She was a beginner. I started her before I went to go teach in Danville, Illinois, and she had a little baby viola, like a 1/4-inch viola that sounded like how you sound like when you brush your molars. You know what I'm saying? It's like hard to make a viola sound great because of like dynamic, but like some of these girls, some of these girls have like 18-inch violas and you know what I'm saying,
25-inch viola.
Let me hold my viola on my right shoulder. I'm just like, girl, it's not that serious. So like I say all that to say, like people try to overcome the wolf tone. Like they get like wolf blockers. I'm like, girl, I'm just gonna have to figure out how not to make my viola have an attitude on that wolf tone, because I definitely get a wolf tone. And like, yeah, you can go to a luthier and be like, what can you do for this? But like I've had luthiers be like, girl, so you going to school, right? Like you don't have to like like, you know, like sometimes it's just like play around it, play for it. Like I can get an F. So but that's definitely advice. Now we're talking about viola players, y'all extra. But
yeah, let's not get into that because we'll be here all day.
I love y'all.
With my opinions.
I love violas. Violas are fun. They love to talk about viola, and I'm like, or we could talk about something else.
Literally anything else.
And the weather, the amount of dust bunnies on the floor, like anything. Besides,
did you wash your legs this week?
Did you? You know what I'm saying? Anything. We could talk about any other thing. It's except for Walton, Hindemith, and Bartok. But yeah, violas are fun. But that's definitely advice. We would love to hear your answers to these questions. Let us know. At the very least, like let us know what like you think your sign is, because I just think that stuff is interesting. And we are moving on.
Right to Black Excellence.
Black Excellence, where we hype you up, gas you up, and give you your props because there's room for everybody at the top. This week we're talking about Tahirah Whittington. Yo, I love Tahirah. Like we talk a lot about like just being humble in classical music. It's like she embodies this spirit. It's like Tahirah is the most down to earth, like nicest, kindest human being like I've met in a long time. Like just like fantastic. She's a cellist from Houston, and she just out here being sickening. Like I don't get it. I don't understand like what y'all do. Maybe back in the day it used to be like 48 hours in a day. I don't know. And like there was a talent river y'all could go take a little sip from, and Jesus was walking around touching y'all cellos and stuff. Like it's insane. Like she's amazing. She did her undergraduate studies at New England Conservatory, and then she did her master's at Juilliard. She started her doctoral studies at Northwestern, but I don't know if she decided to finish that. She won the Sphinx competition in 1999. So because of that, she sold with a bunch of orchestras.
Go ahead.
She soloed with Jacksonville Symphony, Jacoby Symphony, Jacksonville Symphony, National Symphony, Prince George's Philharmonic Orchestra, the Gateways Festival Orchestra. Shout out to Gateways. Atlanta University Centerwide Orchestra, New England Conservatory Symphony. Like, she's just been soloing. She's done chamber ensembles with the Rich Chamber Players. The core ensemble, the Young A Octet. Like, she's done a lot of the, how you say that? Acacia String Quartet. She has an incredible amount of solo experience. With like she subbed with the New York Philharmonic. She subbed with the New Jersey Symphony.
Wow.
She's been a Grammy nominee for her freaking cello solo, Lamentations, Black Folk Song Suite for solo cello by Coleridge Taylor. So nominated for Grammy for that. And of course she won Sphinx. She teaches. She's been faculty at Meadowmount. She's been faculty with Hyde Park here in Chicago. She's been faculty at the Young A String Seminar. Most recently, Tahirah played, like, she was an onstage cellist for Romeo and Juliet. But right now, Tahirah, if you hear a cellist when you go to see Hamilton in Chicago, that is Tahirah. What the heck, girl? Yeah, that was Romeo and Juliet was in NYC. Broadway NYC, but now she's doing
Broadway cellist.
Yeah, like now she's doing Hamilton, and like you wouldn't even know it. Like she don't. I'm gonna tell you, when I heard Tahirah play for the first time, like I played with her a couple weeks ago. When I heard her play for the first time, I had to like, cause you know, like if I hear something real good, I get ghetto. So I had to like compose myself. I was like, oh, I know she don't sound like that. Oh, I know she don't sound like I'm like. Y'all have a speaker in here? Like, you turn, like, it was like, yo, I just couldn't believe it. Like, the sound, and like, she's also vegan. So,
all right, so piece of the week this week is
so I'm gonna go ahead and link Tahirah's website. I don't think she's a social media presence, which God bless you, because it's treacherous out here. And also, like, she's also, you know, Hamilton, they do 8 shows a week. Girl, but like she's also the cellist in the Decomposed String Quartet, which I want to talk about one week because they're doing a lot of cool work. Caitlin's also in that quartet. Kyle, he was a Black Excellence a while ago. He's also in that quartet, and they play works by Black composers, and they play works for Black people. Like you go to a Decomposed concert, and it's like Black people in the audience, and they're like encouraged to be like, if they like something, they'll be like, ooh, okay, like they clap in between movements. It's like stuff like that, like, and it's like, so the fact that, like, I love that. It's like, yeah, you could be like classically whatever, and like you have stuff on the side that you help to champion Black music, Black composers, not leave the profession because it's white.
Okay.
But
oh my god.
But yeah, check out Tahirah. I'm gonna link her website. What an amazing soul, just fantastic, killing the game. And yeah, you got a piece of the week?
Ooh, Chile, sure do. So my piece this week, and I really hope I'm not repeating anything because
I mean, at this point, girl, like, y'all gonna have to hear something twice. Like, we can't even remember the what we talked about on the episode. So
who I've been listening to is a Rachmaninoff Symphonic Dances.
I forgot about that piece.
Like, yo, it was funny because I tweeted, I was like, yo, Rachmaninoff was in his bag when he wrote these. Like,
listen,
like, for real. I don't know. I played it last summer, and I don't know what made me start listening to it again. But there's just like some really cool, especially like wind melodies and counter melodies in that piece that were like just super, super cool. So, I've been into that lately. Yeah. Well, time to get out of here.
Dang, you know, I kind of write off Rachmaninoff sometimes because it's like, he be writing a lot of piano stuff, and that's not really me. But like his piano concertos still go. So, yeah, cool. Well, y'all, thanks for listening to Classically Black Podcast. Don't forget to check us out on social media at Classically Black Podcast. If you have a piece of the week suggestion, intermission suggestion, But
Black
excellent.
excellence.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of those. So keep sending them in. Send them to classicallyblackpodcast@gmail.com. And we will talk to y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.